So,
Okay, so it's
got it. Yeah, I heard that. So starting with the first conversation, it doesn't look like you had any questions or needed anything clarified. Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay.
So
So
like I have a question on what is meant by like staycation, is it? Is it
yeah, I was gonna get to that. So in this conversation about Hawaii, you asked about staycation. So that's slang English, SLANG, right? So a staycation is a vacation where you stay at home. So you take off work and then you stay at home. It's sort of a trendy word, but
okay, so
it's
that means
not proper English, it's informal.
okay. So basically you are going to somewhere else, but you don't go to other countries, is it like
No, actually, you don't go anywhere. You stay at your house
oh okay, can
for
got it.
vacation. And the difference, right, is that you call off work just like you would. You take time off from your daily routine, just like you would if you were going on a vacation. But obviously the stay part is just staying at home. That's the way I understand it anyway.
Okay.
And let's go to your other question. So I actually already typed out my answer to this, which is why don't we use which? So which is generally used for questions where you have a small number of choices.
Oh, okay. So basically if you are given some options, then you can use the word which.
Right. So like um in a multiple choice test, your teacher might say, which is correct, A, B, C, or D.
Okay, so if like you want to ask someone um like this, you say what languages do you speak or which languages do you speak? So which one is
I think either one would be appropriate, but going off the rule, it's not really a rule, it's more of a preference or a convention. You know what convention is?
don't know. Like
Convention is something that's based on the way it was done in the past. At least that's how we're using it, right? Convention is just that. So it's something that was done in the past and it sets a precedent for the way that we do something now. So the grammar convention, oops, let me fix that. The grammar convention would be, in this case, like what college do you go to? I would use what. And your question about languages,
mhm.
I think that either one would be appropriate.
So both are acceptable.
Right, because this is this isn't like a hard or fast rule, but for me, it sounds better to use which languages do you speak?
Which
Although I don't
language do you
think,
speak?
right, because there's probably a limited amount of languages that they're choosing from, right?
Mhm.
But I think what would work too, because at the same time, there are a lot of different languages.
And also you when you ask question, right, you say I mean you say what languages can you speak or what languages you can speak.
First
Can you
one,
speak or
what
how can you
languages
speak?
can you speak?
Oh, okay. Got it.
So you want to have, that's using present simple. So you basically flip around the verb, the predicate, and the subject. So what can you speak, right? To simplify it,
What
what
language?
languages can you speak?
Okay, good.
Um, anyway, moving on. So, okay, that's as far as we went this time. Oh, you had one more question. So again, I sort of answered this already. I typed out my answer. Your question was, what is the difference between myth and story? So a story is like a broad category, and then myths are a subcategory. Do you know what I mean by subcategory?
Subcategory means like you go further in detail, is it?
Yes, correct. So a subcategory is, if we think of stories as this big,
Mm-hmm.
right? I guess a tree, and then a myth is a branch of that. It means the same as legend. So I put myth. A myth is a legend. So it's just a type of story.
I
So
don't get what's the meaning between like legend and legendary. Sometimes I see this word and then I don't get the difference between like legend and legendary.
so that kind of goes to what I wasn't sure if we would get to this in today's lesson, but that gets into morphemes. So morphemes are the smallest units of a language.
Mhm.
So we have two morphemes in legendary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at legendary. I think this will be easier to address after we get through the lesson that we're looking at now. But so legendary, we have our root, which is legend,
Legend.
which means a myth, a story about something cultural, specifically a nonfiction.
Nonfiction means it's
Not true,
it's
right?
not true.
Right. Or it's not true in the sense that it's not someone just recording history. Like it might be, some people might argue that certain parts of religion are myths, but that's controversial, right? But basically we can say it's nonfiction. So to simplify, a nonfiction story, so not a true story about something that's cultural, meaning it's important to the culture, like the myth of how the world was created, like certain cultures.
Can I like put non-fictional because from what I know, if I put AL at the back, it becomes an adjective. A
Non-fiction.
non-fictional story or a non-fiction, because I get confused a lot of times. When do we put like I
It's
don't know how to put the suffix and all like
it's
non-fiction or non-fiction.
fictional slash nonfiction.
Yeah.
Okay, so they drop in English, we drop the AL from nonfiction.
Oh, so there is no such word as non-fictional.
It's a word, but it's just not widely used.
Oh, okay.
If you want to, it's gonna make, it's like a clue that you're not a native English speaker if you use non-fictional, but it's up to you.
Oh,
I've never used non-fictional, if that helps. I've always said fictional and nonfiction. So it's a nonfiction story about something cultural. And then airy. So legend is a noun, right?
yeah.
And airy is just a morpheme that changes to an adjective. So,
Okay.
so we go from legend, which is
Now,
a nonfiction story about something cultural, and then adding airy, the suffix airy,
it's an adjective.
changes it to an adjective.
So I can also give an example like stationary.
Yep.
Stationary, station plus airy, it becomes stationary.
Right.
Station
So
is like it won't move with
station is a stop, right?
stop.
And then
Yeah.
an airy is gonna make it into an adjective,
Oh, okay.
right? So something that's stopped with an ed is stationary. Anyway, this will make more sense when we get to this lesson. We'll talk about morphemes and the different way. This looks complicated, but once you really understand morphemes, it's like I said last lesson, it's sort of a cheat code. It's a hack to learning a lot of different English words. while knowing a relatively small number of morphemes. As long as you understand what the root word is, you can add morphemes to make new words, or you can go the other way and you can take words apart, like I did here with unreliability, and you can take it apart and see the parts of it and understand how the meaning. Anyway, so that's something that we'll get to. I just wanted to have our conversation practice first.
Okay.
So anyway, so the difference between a legend and a story is that, or a myth and a story, is that something that's part of mythology, which is the study of myth, it has cultural roots.
Sorry, what did you say just now? Mythology?
Mythology is the study of, like sociology is the study of social interactions and the way that people are. Mythology is the study of myth.
How do you spell that word?
Like this, M-Y, sorry, T-H.
Oh, okay.
M-Y-T-H-O-L-O-G-Y.
Okay, I've took that down.
Okay. So, and then there's also mythological, which is the adjective form of that.
So mythology is basically a study, but while mythological,
There we go. That would be the adjective form.
Why not mythical? Why not mythical?
Also,
That's so hard.
they mean the same. Mythological, mythical.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. So either one. Mythical, I guess, is easier, so you might as well do that.
Oh, okay.
You can say like the mythical, you know, Pegasus, the horse with wings.
Oh, Pegasus. Oh, I watched it in Barbie dolls.
Yeah. In that movie Hercules, the Disney one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Pegasus is you could say the mythical horse, the mythical winged horse Pegasus, or you could say the mythological winged horse.
So you can also say that unicorns are mythical.
Right.
Too.
And if you look up, oh, I guess we don't have synonyms. I'm used to Microsoft Word, but it'll show you the synonyms and you can see that. Anyway, so are those all the questions that you had about the conversations?
I haven't read through the context at the bottom. I only got to do the front one.
That's fine. Like I said in the message, I wanted you to just do a few at your convenience, and then I figured we could do the rest here today in the lesson. So why don't we go through and let me make sure that these are all correct. Yep, that's good. So why don't you be speaker A and I'll be B, and then we'll go through the conversation.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready, you can start.
There's something wrong with my orange.
What's wrong?
It's not orange.
Your orange isn't orange?
No, it's dark pink.
Are you sure? I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just peeled it and I'm looking at it right now.
Let me see. Yes, you're right. Your orange is pink.
Who ever heard of such a thing?
Oh, look, here's the little sticker that was on it. It's called a pink navel.
That's crazy. What's this world coming to?
Who knows? Maybe soon we'll have pink bananas and pink apples. Okay, so good. Seems like you have no problems with that one. Do you want to go on to the second one?
Sure.
Okay, this time I'll take A because I think it's a male speaker. and it is a male speaker. And then you can take B.
Okay.
Okay. My girlfriend's mom got mad at me at the dinner table.
Why was that?
I sprinkled salt and pepper on the food before I tasted it.
What's the matter with that?
Her mom is a great cook.
So a little salt and pepper never hurt anything.
It hurt her feelings.
Oh,
I apologized to her, but I could tell she was still upset.
well, at least you said you were sorry. Maybe you shouldn't eat there again.
I'm sure everything will be okay in a day or two.
It's your girlfriend's fault. She should have warned you.
Nice. No issues there. So,
Thank you.
any questions about those two?
So for let me see, let me check the line. So basically this is the topic is about bad manners. So it's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. The sixth line, it hurt her feelings.
Right here.
So why not? Why is it not hurts? Oh yeah,
so
it's
this is going to the mood that we talked about in the first lesson, subjunctive. So
okay.
we're talking about something that is like sort of hypothetical, even though here it actually happened. So,
Oh,
and also we're using past tense. So
yes, yeah.
we have hurt is irregular. So with simple past,
We don't put ed at the back, right?
right? So we don't have
Actual.
hurted. No, we have hurt, right? So hurt, hurt, hurt.
So the past participle of this word is also hurt.
Correct. So in this case, it doesn't matter that if it was present simple, we would say, yeah, it hurts her feelings, but because it's past simple.
Okay.
So it's, sorry, I started to make it more complicated. It's the quick answer is that it's past simple. So past tense, hurt is irregular. So the real question would be, why is it not hurted? But you already know the answer to that. Okay. Anything else?
No more.
Okay.
I'm actually fine with it.
Okay, cool. So let's go to Hawaii. Not literally, but let's read it. Okay. Why don't we switch? You can be A and I will be B.
Okay. I went to Hawaii on vacation.
Okay. Hawaii, right?
Yeah, Hawaii.
Okay, there you go. Did you like it?
I loved it. I want to live there.
What did you like the most about it?
The island was so green and the water was so blue.
Okay, I used clear, but that's fine. Did you go swimming?
I went to the beach every day.
How was the weather?
It was hot and sunny every day.
What did you do at night?
At night, I went out to eat. The food was delicious.
People who live in Hawaii are lucky. So actually, you were right. It should be blue here because I didn't give you clear as an option. So I was thinking when I wrote it like the island, I wanted to contrast green and blue.
Oh, okay.
Saying like the island was so green and the water was so blue. But clear, yeah, it would work there too, but it wasn't in the bank. But for sure, if you want to put your own words in, I don't mind. These are just suggestions. Okay, seems like you have no problems there.
No.
Let's do college. And real quick, do you want to choose the words here?
Sure. But this time I never put any answer, so I can just put in any vocabulary. I try not to like memorize the answer.
Sure.
I'll just try to like fill it in. Do you go to college?
Yep. And this one,
What college do you go to?
right? And you can tell this is an American conversation because they're using college.
Yeah,
Uh,
we don't use, I mean, it's the same thing as university, isn't it?
Yeah, Americans use college and university the same, but you'll never hear an American saying, "Oh, I'm going to uni," or "Where next year I'm going to university." They are always gonna say college,
College. Is that
even though
one
some
something like
colleges there are called like Harvard University, Boston College. They're both universities, but one's called a university.
Oh, okay.
And some people might say, "Oh, well, is college lower than university?" No, not really, not in America, because you have Dartmouth College. The one I used here is in the Ivy League. You know, Ivy League.
What is that?
Ivy League are I think there's
Oh,
seven.
Ivy League, IVY and then LEAG,
Yeah,
that one.
this one. So Ivy League schools, and it's a proper noun, so I should capitalize. They are this top schools in the US. Traditionally, those are the hardest ones to get into.
Oh, okay. That is also college, not a university.
Right. But they are, they're both college and universities. I'm just saying that in American English, we don't usually,
Say
we don't
university.
say university, but
Okay.
like it's still, they're still called universities. It's, if you go to the UK, right, people will say, "Oh, I'm in uni." What year of uni are you in? Australia, I think it's the same, right?
Yeah.
In Thailand, where I'm at, college means something completely different. A college is not a 4-year school here. It's a technical school,
A
like where you're
technical
supposed to learn to be an electrician or a plumber. It's lower than a university,
Oh, okay.
but so hopefully that didn't confuse you, but it sounds like you already knew that Americans use college. So if you want to make this about the UK, you could just change it to uni and then it would work.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, next one.
Do you like it?
Right. And
Oh, yes, I really like it.
great. And this one.
Oh, why do you like it? Because it has great professors.
Mhm.
It has great facilities and so on. You can point.
Yeah, you could say facilities. You could say with this adjective and with this verb. So if you could say something like, because it has a great student body or something like that, but because we don't have a there, we're just using countable nouns here. Okay.
And one more thing, I'm sorry to interrupt because for my students, right, my younger students, they have this kind of like comprehension. So sometimes the question asks like, why did someone do this? And then can they actually like write it in? I mean, can they like write the answer starting with the word because?
Yeah,
This-
but
It seems like it's for
it's
it's quite
not really,
important.
if you were doing, my teachers always, when I was young, they always said not to do that. It's not great grammar. I mean, it depends. Like, do you just want them to answer the question, or do you want them to
It's
write
a
it?
formal exam. So I
Okay.
don't know how to.
Okay, then if it's for you, I would not start with because.
So you will
Okay.
need to like recopy the
Right.
phrases and
Recopy
then
the question.
combine the word
So,
because.
why did Hector kill his brother? Answer: Hector killed his brother because blah blah blah. Right.
Okay.
That's the format I would use. If you start it with because, it's not proper.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's just a phrase. and
So
it's not
because it's also, I mean, if let's say you can also use another word called like however. Wait, however is like quite similar to but, am I right?
Yeah, they're the same class of, they're in the same grammatical class. I
But
believe that
we
class
don't-
is conjunction. It's been
but
a while.
also,
That,
yeah, we don't use conjunctions to like start a sentence, right? We
correct,
have to use it in the middle, in the middle of a sentence.
correct. Unless you're writing poetry or some form, if you're writing a not like, if it's your writing and you're not answering, if you're not answering a question on a test or something like that, you can kind of do whatever you want. Like if you read some authors, they might say, they might use punctuation in a little bit different. Like they might say something like, they had finished with him and soon they would finish with her too. There should be a comma here.
Does it mean they had finished with him?
They had
Like
finished
done
with
with him.
them and soon they would finish with her too. I think here it gives a sort of dramatic pause. And as far as I know, that's grammatically correct. But it's like, it's sort of like an old school teacher thing to tell students not to start with a conjunction.
Yeah. And what does it mean by like I'm done with this? Like sometimes I heard people saying like I'm done, I'm done with something. I'm totally done with it. So I don't really get what
Like they're fed up. Do you know what fed up means?
fed up.
Like all those things. I've had it up to here with her. Like I'm so done with her. Like you're tired of listening to that person's excuses, or
Okay.
you're upset with something. It's something that personally upsets you.
Oh, okay.
You've reached the limit of your patience.
Oh, you reached the limit of your patience. Okay.
There's a lot of sentences that mean the same thing, that same meaning. So like, I'm on my last nerve. I've had it up to here. I've lost my patience, or I'm losing my patience. I'm sure there's more that I'm just not thinking of right now, but
Okay.
pretty common. But yeah, to answer your question, it's fine to start with and if it fits the writing, but in
The
just
formal
because
exam.
right, for an exam, maybe
Okay, got it.
we skip that. But you can start with however.
However, okay, therefore and hence.
He was a very important figure in the French. I'm just like, if it's some essay on history, you could say like, however, she was a very important, this person wasn't very important in the 1760s. However, she was a very important figure in the French Revolution. So that it's one of those things where it's more about convention than an actual grammatical rule. Anyway, let's go back to these. So I like all of my
Could be classmates.
yeah, classmates.
Classmates.
And last one.
Yes, I can save more money. Wait, let me see. I
Yeah.
can save money.
Yeah, just save money. Because we wouldn't use more money. We're not really comparing it. We're comparing these two colleges, but in this case, the sentence stands on its own. So we just want to say, I can save money, or you could say I can save money that way. Actually, no, just keep it how it is. The way I have it written is correct. All right, so do you want to go through this conversation?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so I think who took A last time? I don't remember. Do you remember who took A last time? I was gonna switch.
Uh,
Why don't you take A? Okay.
Okay, sure. Do you go to college?
Yes, I do.
What college do you go to?
I go to Elmer College.
Do you like it?
Oh, yes, I really like it
Why do you like it?
because it has great professors.
What else?
Well, I like all of my classmates too.
Anything else?
Yes, I can save money. It's not as expensive as Dartmouth College. All right, so yeah, seems like these are pretty easy for you. We'll just go through the rest of them. Where are we on time? Okay, we'll go through the rest of them. So can you fill in the blanks for gravity facts?
Gravity is very important.
Right. And the next one?
It's the force that pulls everything down.
Correct.
I don't understand.
Oops, my thing. Okay, next.
If you pour water into a glass, the water goes down into the glass.
Correct.
How do you pronounce that word? Like the or the? Because
Which word?
THE.
The. Oh, it can be either one. Up to you. The or the. You could say the water goes down into the glass, but I say the water goes down into the glass. The water goes down into the glass. Most people that are native speakers are going to be using the.
Okay.
Exception, for some reason, a lot of people say the end instead of
Yeah,
the end.
Right,
Usually, have you heard that before?
yeah.
Yeah, so there's some like classic phrases because the is probably the older way to say it. I'd have to do research to make sure that's true, that there's phrases where you say the end, but you could still say the end and it still works.
Okay.
Both are correct to answer your question.
Right. So another one is without gravity, the water will float. You are joking.
Right, it's a joke. But I mean, it's technically true. Have you seen water in space?
I think I saw a video, but then I don't know where.
It just sort of forms little spheres, so perfectly round.
I've never seen it.
Snake.
Oh yeah, I saw I've seen it in the video, but I couldn't find it anymore.
Yeah. So I guess it's sort of like an interesting statement, not really a joke, since it's technically true. So what about the answer here?
You're joking, and
this is an expression of incredulity. So they're incredulous. They're saying, really? Incredulity is when you say, really? You're joking. So more,
like, are you kidding me? Is it like that?
yeah. Are you kidding me? You're joking. Yeah, exactly. I really should change it to an exclamation point, although it's not necessary. I just think it makes it better.
Can you help me to like jot it down, like incredulity? I'll go back and check it again, like study the word incredulity. Incredulity, am I right?
There you go.
Okay, the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something is that down the street incredulity. Okay.
Oops, how do I close this? Okay, I see the X. All right, so you have it written down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go
Still,
to,
I'm going to like look up to it later.
Mhm. Good. Let's go to the next one.
What do you mean?
Right. And this one?
You could float into the sky like a balloon.
Correct. Okay, so let's go through this conversation. I'll be A. Gravity is very important.
What is gravity?
It's the force that pulls everything down.
I don't understand.
If you pour water into a glass, the water goes down into the glass.
Of course it does.
Without gravity, the water would float. Okay, you would say, you're joking.
Oh, sorry, I missed it out. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm still a little bit blurred today after the jab. It's like,
Thank you. Right,
okay,
you had your,
joking.
okay, second dose. Okay, go ahead.
So is it your turn now or my turn again?
It's your turn. You would say,
My
you're
turn.
joking.
You're joking.
Without gravity, you would not stay on the ground.
What do you mean?
You could float into the sky like a balloon.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so looks good. Your pronunciation, can you say understand for me?
I don't understand.
Good. So just slow down a little bit because you said it really fast and you skipped your D.
Okay.
Yeah, you just said like understand. But make sure that you don't go too fast, right?
Okay.
Slow and smooth.
Fair.
Okay. All right. Next one, walking the dog. Okay. You want to give me the answer here?
Where are your
Where are you?
oh yeah, where are you? Where are you going?
Good.
Where are you
Good
going?
question. Answer.
I have to walk on the dog.
Is that something that's done in Malaysia? Do people walk their dogs?
You mean like in Malaysia, do we have like people walking the dog?
Yeah, you do, right?
Uh, yeah, especially the Chinese and the Indians, but the Muslims they cannot do so because it's
Okay.
I mean it's contradicted to their religion.
Another word for that? Haram.
Haram, yeah, that's right. But some Malays they don't care, they still touch the dogs, but they have to make sure that they put their gloves on.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew that there was an issue with dogs and that they were haram.
And pigs and pork too. They don't eat pork
Jews
and alcohol.
also, Jewish people, they don't eat pork.
Or Jewish.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
But Jewish people aren't very common in Asia. Muslim people are more common here. But in America, you have what's called kosher. So have you heard that word?
No.
It's in, so kosher is like halal.
Oh, halal. I
So
see.
kosher is the Jewish version. So for kosher meat,
Is it another language? The
yeah, it comes from Hebrew, I believe, which is
Hebrew.
the language of Israel. But so kosher meat is meat that is prepared in a way that is according to Jewish religion. And
Like,
halal,
what's the difference between like Jews and the Jewish?
no difference,
No difference. I see.
just different ways of saying the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But usually when we add ish, we mean like about. So like if we're saying about Jews, we would say Jewish tradition. We wouldn't say Jew tradition. Just like if we're talking about Islam, we would say Islamic religion. or Islamic tradition, sorry. Although both are Islamic religion is also correct. So adding the ish or the ik, depending on the word, it's a morpheme that changes it to an adjective.
Okay.
Again, we'll go over that next. So it'll make it a lot. It'll help, I think, with your understanding a lot.
What kind of dog do you have?
Good. And the next one,
I have a little poodle.
right? The next answer, sorry.
Poodles bark a lot.
Good. And they.
They bark at everything.
Mhm,
They are so noisy.
mhm. What else could you use here?
They're so noisy. They are so annoying.
Yeah, annoying too. Okay, so why did you?
Why did you get a poodle?
Okay.
It's my mom's dog.
I was already typing. My mom's dog. And oh, she,
She likes poodles.
good. And
She says they are very good watchdogs.
okay, so let's go through and why don't you be A and I will be B.
Where are you going?
I have to walk the dog.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a little poodle.
Poodles bark a lot.
They sure do.
They bark at everything.
They are so noisy.
So why did you get a poodle?
It's my mom's dog. She bought it.
Oh, she likes poodles?
She says they're very good watchdogs. So, any questions?
No questions. I think
So,
this is a little bit too easy for me. I think maybe you can try to like increase the difficulty level next time.
sure.
Like I'm more I mean preferably some kind of like topic of discussions and all. Like can I share the screen
Sure.
for you and then I'll show you what my okay, hold on, yeah. So basically so it's more of like this kind of questions like you can ask me on the self-interview questions. I think self-interview questions would work fine for me,
So these
but
are
for
open-ended,
yeah,
meaning, okay.
it's like
One right now?
Hmm?
Do you want to do one right now?
it's okay if you want to proceed with your
Well, there's only one left, so if you want to finish the conversation that.
I
you-
can. So shall I show this to you later, or I'll just send the document to you and then you can look through it?
Why
Because
don't we just minimize it and then we can come back to it? Because this conversation is only going to take us like 5 minutes.
okay,
Maybe
so
less.
let me stop the screen share and then you can.
Okay, so, and you already know the document, so I'll let you go through it. Okay, so let's go through this quickly so that we can get to the next part. So, do you know the answer here?
Are you sharing the screen?
Oh, sorry,
Hi.
I'm not. Oh. There we go. All right, so let's go through this story quickly.
Okay.
I'll just give you the answers. Okay, the old Greek story. And you mean?
The tortoise and the rabbit?
Right, well, we use a different, I'm sort of doing a
Oh,
joke about
turtle. Oh yeah.
turtle and tortoise, right?
I've
And
heard it in the past, but I forget it now.
right.
You want to help me with your do you want me to help you remember?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Okay, there was once a tortoise and a hare, right? And they agreed to race. That's right. The hare was always teasing the tortoise about how slow the tortoise was compared to him.
Okay. And true.
True. Hares move much faster than turtles, right? Well, the tortoise,
Let's do decided.
oh, decided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And here.
So, and I remember now. Stop for a while.
Good. I actually have a stop for a snack, but either way, we can do.
For a snack.
I think
Oh, slack.
snack makes more sense because then he took a nap. It's more specific. Okay. The next one.
Right. The hare was too
Let's look at the word.
confident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And this one, yes, while the hare slacked off and took breaks, the tortoise,
Was always moving forward.
correct,
Okay.
nice. Okay, so let's just go through this one quickly. You know what slacked off means?
Slack means like you are putting something off, you are not doing anything.
Correct, yeah. Being lazy, procrastinating, you know that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, so I'll be A and why don't you be B?
Okay, sure.
Have you heard the old Greek story about the tortoise and the hare?
You mean the turtle and the rabbit?
Yes, that one.
I've heard it in the past, but I forget it now.
Do you want me to help you remember?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so there was once a tortoise and a hare.
Right, and they agreed to race.
That's right. The hare was always teasing the tortoise about how slow the tortoise was compared to him.
True, hares move faster than turtles.
Right. Well, the tortoise decided to race the hare to settle the score.
I remember now. The rabbit got so far ahead that he got hungry and stopped for a snack.
Right. The hare was too confident. After his snack, the tortoise was still very far behind, so the hare took a nap.
And then by the time he woke up, the tortoise was already at the finish line.
Yes, while the hare slacked off and took breaks, the tortoise was always moving forward.
In other words, natural ability is wasted if you are lazy and don't try. Good story.
Okay, so it seems like, yeah, these are a bit easy for you, but
And also I have a question like over here. Oh yeah, can you see my cursor?
nope.
No, okay, never mind.
Oh,
So
yeah,
let's see.
okay.
Right, well, the tortoise decided to at the bottom there.
Oh,
Right,
sorry, that's my cursor. I can't see yours. Okay, so where is it? Right?
right. Well, the tortoise decided
it.
to raise the hare to settle the score. So what does it mean by to settle the score? Means to
Settle
catch
the
up with the
score
score,
means to get even with someone.
to get
So,
even with someone.
right.
Means like you want to like you want to like catch up with that person.
Right. You more like you want to prove yourself, or you want to, it can mean, in this case, it means like he kept hearing, we can imply, right? Imply, you know what that means. So
Imply.
we can imply that the tortoise is always hearing about how hares are faster than tortoises, but he thinks differently. So he wants to race to settle the score because he's sort of taking his revenge on all the people that are talking crap, or more formally that they're saying things, they're talking about how hares are faster than turtles.
Mhm.
And specifically here we have the hare was always teasing the tortoise about how slow the tortoise was compared to him.
So
And
he's
then
trying
he
to
raced
like
to
prove himself.
settle the score, right?
Mhm. to settle the score means like just now, you actually mentioned the word like even the score.
What did I say? To
Uh,
get even.
I can't remember.
Even. Get even, settle the score. These are synonyms.
Okay.
They're synonymous phrases that mean the same thing.
Oh, okay. You mean even out the scores, is it?
Sorry, what?
Even out the scores. Did you
Even the score. Even out the score.
even out the scores?
I would say get even
Get
is what I
even.
would say, to get even. Get even is more petty, petty.
Oh, okay. That's mean you want to like catch up until you want to catch the hair until you're in the same pace.
Sort of. I try to move away from the actual racing part of this. So it's not a score like a score of a race. It's he wants to get even with the tour. He wants to get even with the hair because the hair is always teasing him. Like let
Okay.
me use another analogy or another story. So let's say let's say I have someone that's always telling me that they're better at speaking than me. So to settle the score, or maybe they tell in front of all my friends, they say, oh, Pat doesn't know how to speak. So to settle the score, I challenge them to a debate and then I win the debate. So that means that I settled the score. Like now you prove yourself to them or to everyone else.
Okay, I got it already.
It doesn't
Thank
have
you.
to be sport. It doesn't have to be sport.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
All right. So do you want to open up that? You want to share with me?
Oh, sure.
And go over that.
Okay.
I want to talk about morphemes. I think they're going to be pretty advanced, so you shouldn't be bored with them. But I want to save them for next lesson.
Yeah, so basically this is one of the English format that is set by the Malaysian the Ministry of Education in Malaysia, and then it's just I think this I am still quite weak in this. I would say a little bit because I still need to learn a little more vocabulary, like how to express my point of view and not getting nervous. Sometimes I find it quite difficult because yeah, it's quite tough to like
Some of the English here is incorrect in the test.
oh really?
Yeah. In what ways does being a smart consumer helps you in saving your money? This is that subjunctive mood again. So it's actually help you. In what ways does being a smart consumer help you in saving your money? They shouldn't use helps here.
Oh yeah, because
let's-
I
highlight
just
that.
got it from the internet. So
Yeah, I know it's not, I just think it's fun. The Thai tests have the same problem because they're not written by
mhm.
I don't want to say anything negative. They're not written by people who are super familiar with English sometimes. It's written by people who are, politically savvy. Okay, so let's go over the question and we'll be candidate A and B respectively.
I would like to hear you talk actually. Like,
All right, so you want me to discuss it?
yeah.
Okay, so why don't you ask me the question?
So I will just ask you questions based on the question that is given. So yeah, I would like to hear you talk and then I can actually learn from you.
Okay.
So which is the most I mean, just now you taught me like which and what, right? I can also
what is the most,
right.
but
What
if
are the
asking-
most, I guess, what are the most popular reasons that is supposed to be what are the most popular reasons, right?
Right.
Yeah. What are the most popular reasons for people to buy food at the supermarket?
Oh, and can I add
Yeah.
something? Which works if you're talking about these four, right? So if
Yeah,
you're
you can
talking about,
actually add on some of your points.
okay, so if it's just these four, then you could say which is the most popular reason, if you have to choose one of these. But I'll just keep it open-ended. So what is the most popular reason for people to buy food at the supermarket? Well, I would say that convenience is the most popular reason that people buy food at the supermarket, because unlike the market, all of the different items and all of the different food is right there. So the market, you might have to go to one vendor and buy one item. You might have to go to a meat vendor and then to a produce vendor and then to a snack vendor. But in the supermarket, everything is all there and it's organized and convenient. And depending on the country, right? Also, the prices could be better at the supermarket. Although I would say that in Asia, that's not always true in my experience, right? Would
Yeah.
you agree with that? That sometimes the supermarket is actually more expensive than small markets?
Yep, that's true because in Asia we have like supermarkets and also the mini marts, not like 7-Elevens and Tesco. So they sometimes they cost them cheaper compared to the supermarket.
I
But
was thinking
yeah,
about actual markets, like in Thai we say talat, which is like the,
Talat.
right, that's the people's market. That's like where the where the farmers sell their goods, like a
Yeah.
farmer's market, you know?
Is
So
it
like,
cheaper to like buy over there too?
yeah, usually. But Tesco, like the small markets, like the mini marts actually are usually more expensive because
Oh,
they're even more convenient, right?
yeah, that's right.
They're usually like you, at least in Thailand and I'm sure in Malaysia too, right? You can't walk
Yep.
2 blocks without seeing Family Mart or 7-Eleven or something like that.
Yep, it's considered as a convenience store.
Right. So, and I think also in regards to prices, yeah, the prices are fixed. So you don't have to haggle. You know that word?
Haggle
You could say haggle means to bargain with someone.
to bargain with someone. Is the spelling like this? Does it spell this way?
Correct.
Spell in this way.
So haggle, you don't have to haggle at a supermarket. Everything is for people who don't like to talk to other people. It's perfect.
Okay.
You can just, the price is right there. You pick it up and you don't have to say, hey, can I get this for 80 instead of 100?
Okay.
Let me turn the light on because it's getting dark here.
Okay, sure.
So anyway, and packaging, I think you could say that. I don't know about that one, but sure, maybe some people like the packaging, although I don't think that's a logical reason, do you?
Perhaps because in the actually you can also compare the supermarket with the wet markets because they have I mean they have better sanitization, is it? Oh,
Sanitation.
sanitation.
That I think goes to food hygiene.
Oh, food hygiene. Oh, yeah, that works well for food hygiene. So good packaging, it could be like they have a proper packaging system, like they do vacuum the packing.
Yeah, still, I think that all falls under food hygiene.
Oh, okay.
Also, I don't know, good packaging. If anything, I think, right, the trend, at least for upper class people, is to sort of avoid too much packaging because of environmental concerns. But anyway, I think that the main reasons are convenience, organization, and the fact that the the food is gonna the food is guaranteed by that supermarket to be clean, right? As
Yeah.
opposed to a family-owned market where it might be up to you to make sure that the food is clean.
Okay, you mean the sanitation, right? Sanitization or sanitation?
They both are words, but sanitation is appropriate here. Sanitization means to like completely disinfect something, which,
Like hand sanitizer.
yeah, right, exactly. So it also has a meaning like sanitizing your language means to like take out words that are offensive to people, but
Oh, okay.
it has a negative, it has a negative undertone.
Oh, you mean like sanitize your words?
So sanitized language is like government speak or legalese. Sanitized language is when are you familiar with the book 1984?
1984?
It's a book about, in the book, that certain language is banned. And so the government requires that everyone speak and write in a way that's not offensive to anyone, right? So like they take away adjectives and free expression in order to make sure that everything is as clear and easy and inoffensive as possible. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So those are my reasons for
Okay.
supermarket. And do we have time for one more? Yeah, why not? You want to do just a quick question?
Okay.
We have a minute left. Do you have another one, a question on this form?
Which one? You mean
Okay, well, why don't we do the extended question? So you want to read it and I'll answer?
I can try to answer it.
Okay,
In what ways does being a smart consumer
help
helps
you,
you in saving your money?
right, help. Um,
Help.
what
Sorry.
answer?
Mm, so the
What?
first thing you need to set a budget.
Right, I was gonna say that, yep.
You have to set a budget and also list down everything that you need to buy. And also don't do impulsive buying. Is there
Right,
such a word like impulsive
that's
buying?
correct.
And you must have self-control. You must have self-control to like control yourself from uh, buying anything just because of the mega sales or what. So
Right. What about using online shopping tools?
online shopping.
Like comparing prices, would you say that's part of being a smart consumer?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes some online shopping is a better platform for you to like compare the prices or filter out the is
Right.
it called filter out the prices
Mhm. Correct.
and yeah.
It seems like you have a pretty good understanding of these questions. They don't seem super difficult to me.
Yeah. So maybe you can try a harder one. Maybe you can design.
So why don't you send me this file and then
Oh,
we,
sure. I'll
well,
send
I have a lesson already for you that I want to go over next because I think it'll help with everything that we talk about in the future. But why don't you send this to me and then we can use it as sort of a warm up or an activity.
Oh, you
With,
mean this one?
yeah, just send me this
Exact one.
file.
And then we will use this for the next lesson. Is it?
Right.
Or
I still have I actually have something I've written, not a conversation, but I want to talk about morphemes. So that's
oh,
going to,
okay, sure. I guess you can stick with the morphemes and then we can take a break because I have discussed this with my students already, like exactly the same one. So if it's possible, maybe you can make another new one based on the I mean, based on
just
this
send
kind
me
of
this file, basically.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll send this to you and then maybe you can look through it and then yeah, as a guideline for you to like design or plan your tutorial or whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
All
also
right.
if you have any I mean if you have any members who are interested to like join I mean they want to like pair up with me, it's also okay. Yeah, because you know the currency, I mean the Malaysian ringgit, the currency is like dropping really bad. So
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also concerning about this.
Well,
But
maybe
it's okay.
if I can find someone that's at your level, the new students I have are all below your level, and I have a Thai student that wants to start this month. He's older,
Oh,
like
he's also,
in
is he
his like
available in the morning? Can he like make
I'm
up?
not sure. I think actually no, sorry, he's only in the evenings. But I still think that you're way more advanced than him. Um, so
Okay,
maybe if you could reach out to your friends and
sure. I'll let you know again and then I'll get back to
right,
you.
and obviously I would adjust the price if you're bringing people into the lesson.
Yeah, because actually for the, I mean the deduction of 20% is still I mean for Malaysians we are considered as low income country, so sometimes it gets pretty hard for them to like
Right.
afford this much of money. Yeah.
I got you. I teach in Thailand, so
Yeah, thank you for being, you know, so understanding.
yeah, absolutely.
So I'll see you
So,
on next Monday, right?
yep, see you then.
Okay, thank you and goodbye.
All right, take care.
Take care.